Хорошо. А, так уже идет? Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, and guests, thank you all for your attendance today to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2021. We kindly ask for all to please take your seats as the ceremony is about to commence. Дамы и господа, друзья и гости, спасибо за ваше присутствие сегодня на выпускной церемонии класса 2021 года. Пожалуйста, займите свои места, через несколько минут начнется церемония. Photography will be permitted during the ceremony. However, we kindly request that you remain seated for the duration of the event. A professional film and camera crew will be present throughout the ceremony. A copy of the video and photographs will be available to each family in the coming weeks. For those families wishing to have professional portraits taken today, a photographer will be available by the north entrance of the high school as you leave the field. Фотография разрешена во время церемонии. Однако, просим вас оставаться на своих местах. Сегодня у нас проводят профессиональное видео и фотосъемка, которая будет проходить на протяжении всей церемонии. Каждая семья выпускников получит на память копию видео и фотосъемки в ближайшее время. Все желающие сделать профессиональные семейные фотографии на память приглашаются в фойе северного входа в школу. Lastly, we kindly request for all audience members to please silence all mobile devices so as not to disrupt the ceremony. Убедительная просьба, пожалуйста, выключите все мобильные устройства, чтобы не мешать проведению церемонии. Thank you for your attention. The ceremony will commence promptly. Спасибо за внимание. Церемония скоро начнется.
Members of the AAS Board of Directors, Mrs. Norris, Director of the Anglo-American School of Moscow, parents, family, friends, and alumni. It is with great pleasure I welcome you to the Anglo-American School of Moscow's graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. Even though this is an outside event, masks are required at all times except for speakers at the podium. Thank you for your compliance on this. Now please stand and join me in welcoming the faculty as they enter. Please rise. faculty standing before you share the pride you feel for your sons and daughters at this moment. Today is a day we have all worked towards together. Now the moment you've been waiting for. Please join us as we welcome the graduating class of 2021. Thank you. Please be seated. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an amazing afternoon of celebration, excitement, and gratitude. Today, we come together as a community of students, teachers, parents, and families for the first time this school year. This is the first time we've all been able to be together. This is the first time we've been able to be whole. And what an occasion to do it, and what great weather as well. To the families of the graduates, parents, grandparents, sisters and brothers, and all extended family, having you on our campus today is monumental, as it is you who have helped forge the character of our graduates. You have had a unique window into their lives. Parents in particular, you've watched your children grow more into this than anyone. Parents, over this past year, it's been harder for us to collaborate with our shared goal of providing for your children, as well as we've all been forced into silos, and we've all had time where we found it difficult to communicate. But today we're reminded that no one's able to achieve in isolation. Today we are reminded that all of us here worked towards this goal. Students, you are joined on this field today with people who have believed in you since the moment they met you. People who will always believe in you for the rest of your lives. You are surrounded right now by love and support. It has been a challenging year, filled with frustrations and loss, yet today we share this moment, dominated by our positivity towards you, our graduates. You give us reason to have hope. You give us reason to feel pride in our school, our work, our families. You're the reason we feel love today. So let's all take a deep breath and open our hearts to this moment over the next hour. Let's feel the positivity. Let the tears flow. Don't hold them back. Let the laughs come, and let the smiles shine beneath your masks. And let your heart be warmed by the joy that our graduates bring us here today. The class of 2021, you're the reason why we're going to feel all these things. In a year where at times none of us have been able to be our best selves, because of you, we are our best selves today, right now, in this moment. Because we're all together as a community, we are our best selves. Graduates, one of your greatest strengths is your ability to unite as a class. Despite your different backgrounds and stories, you give unwavering support to one another. To Natalia and Sojin, even though you're not here in person today, you are with us. Graduates, take in this moment together, enjoy this bond you have created that no one else can truly understand, and cherish this moment together. And now let us move on with our traditions by inviting Jan to the stage to introduce our faculty speaker. Jan.
And now, it would be my pleasure to introduce this year's teacher's spokesperson, Mrs. Trinan, a person that unquestionably displayed her commitment, dedication, and passion to our grade. In a year like this, when we more than ever faced academic challenges and societal adversities, it was crucial for us seniors to have support from our teachers. And certainly, Ms. Trinan was a source of that support for many of us. Throughout the difficult 2-year-long IB journey, I recognized that Ms. Trinan is not only considerate and understanding, but humanely kind and respectful, traits that shall be cherished as a talisman of our AAS community. I will not be listing myriad ways in which Ms. Trinan guided us through our English adventures, as it would consume too much time to recount all of the truly wondrous experiences that she has provided us with, such as a casual theater replays, watching Star Trek episodes together, and having meaningful conversations, not only about our really, really hard experiences, but also about our stressful IB lives and our future. Besides, it has to be mentioned that Ms. Trinan is also a remarkable sportswoman who could have been seen in the nearby forest, jogging in the morning and coaching the varsity girls' basketball and softball teams in the afternoon. And another remarkable accomplishment, in 2018, Mrs. Trinan qualified for and completed the Boston Marathon with a personal best time of 3 hours and 23 minutes. She represents a true athlete, a true leader that many of us aspire to become. In the end, I would like to sincerely thank Ms. Trinan for her work and her attitude that unequivocally made anyone who met her a better individual. Accordingly, I would like to wish her the best of luck on the new path of her life as she is leaving the Anglo-American School of Moscow this year. We wish her all the best as she returns to the US. Please welcome Ms. Trinan.
Thank you, Jan. What a lovely introduction. And with students like that, it is very, very difficult to leave this school. I know what some of you are thinking if you've seen me. Ms. Trinan looks a little bit different than she did a few months ago. For those of you who don't know, it's been a few months since some of these seniors have seen me in person, and they're thinking, man, Ms. Trinan's hair is really long. She really needs to get a haircut, COVID or not. Anyway, congratulations, class of 2021. Today is a day of looking back, and it's a day of looking forward. It's a day of endings and beginnings, but it's also a special day in and of itself. So let's begin by looking back. This year, you did something that neither your parents nor your teachers have ever done. We know what it's like to graduate from high school, sure, but out of all of us here, only you guys know what it was like to keep up with school from your bedroom in your pajamas. Only you guys know what it was like to stare at a screen from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and then spend the rest of the night staring at that same screen, working on your IAs. Only you know what it was like to move up a level in online chess while simultaneously taking notes during a WebEx lesson. Only you know what it was like to use your political influence with President Putin to get IB exams canceled. Bravo, by the way. Bravo. These are skills and experiences not many people have. You might be able to put some of these experiences on a resume, some you might want to leave off. But regardless, these experiences make this class of seniors special and unique. But seriously, you have been strong, you've been resilient through a difficult time. And the memories I carry of this class, the last class of seniors that I'll teach here at AAS, is of a group of young people who were always ready, who had energy, who were engaged in school because they were also engaged in life. By the way, many people say that school isn't real life, that it's just practice. But I totally disagree. Think of all the experiences you've had over the last 12 years. They've been filled with excitement, friendship, discovery, love, heartbreak, disappointment, triumph, joy, and some sorrow. All of those things are real life. So don't let older people tell you you've just been practicing this whole time. You've been living, and you've been living in a time when it would have been so easy to withdraw, but you didn't. That's why you're here today. Now, I'm not pretending that all of you are full of energy every day, all the time, but truly, I'm so impressed with this group of people before me. In looking back, here are some of the specific moments from this class that I will remember. First of all, I remember hearing many of your names before I even met you. Mr. Trinan would talk about a group of kids who did not hesitate to throw each other and your teachers into the freezing cold water of a Siberian river. He remembers you guys creating a whole new brand of table tennis called Rajball that continues to live on today in his classroom. I'll remember Maria Costa's speech in 9th grade about women in leadership, in which she named every single girl in our class, encouraging them individually to become leaders of tomorrow. I'll remember Lily's speech at the assembly last year about discrimination against Asians and the hateful racism born out of COVID. I'll remember Jan's thanking me every day after class, and sometimes in between classes, and then sometimes when we didn't even have class. I'll remember Afek's weekly updates on Israeli politics, Yona's totally over-the-top Italian accent when reading from A View from the Bridge, Natalia writing me a sympathy card when I had my 2 knee surgeries. She wasn't even in my class at the time. Talking Dodger baseball with Evan, and the fact that there are a few young women in this group who have no idea what it's like to lose a CISA championship softball game. Speaking of softball, I'll remember Aryan Kumar leading crazy, raucous cheers at basketball games and softball games, and sometimes when there were no games at all, just cheering for no reason. But Kumar, today there's definitely a reason to cheer. And these are just a few memories from only a couple of your teachers. I hold many more, and of course, so do your other teachers. We will look back on you fondly. But okay, enough of looking back. Let's look towards the future. I won't take long with this part because I just don't know. Nobody does. If there's anything this year has shown, it's that the future is unpredictable. We can prepare, but we can't predict. Your teachers have done their best to prepare you, and you are prepared. You, your parents, your counselors, you've all done your best to plan, and many of you have very exciting, ambitious plans in place for university and beyond. But remember, with all these plans, the words of a very wise songwriter, John Lennon, that he wrote for his young son. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Which leads me to the last part of my speech, today. I said that today is about looking forward and looking back, but I want you to also appreciate how special today is. In fact, every day is special, and every day has been. It's just easier to realize it on certain days like today. So my advice, because what is a graduation speech without advice that you did not ask for? My advice is for you to appreciate how beautiful this day is and how lucky we are to be here celebrating. I mean, come on, look at this day. It's amazing. Something I love about big life events like this, weddings, graduations, even funerals, is they bring together people who play such a diverse role in your life and put them all in the same place on the same day. It's so rare. Even those who can't physically be here for whatever reason are here with you today because they are thinking of you, or because they've made such a big imprint on your life that you are thinking of them. But graduates, I want you to soak in the feeling of being surrounded and celebrated by people who deeply care about you, who are so proud of you, and who are so excited to see where life will take you. Your parents, of course, started their own journey with you 18 years ago and will continue to be part of your journey for the rest of your life. Your teachers are here. We want you to know, in case we've neglected to say it over the last few years, that we really care about you, and we're so excited to see where you will go next. And finally, your friends are here, in the same silly hat that you're wearing and experiencing the same feelings you are. Some of you will stay friends the rest of your lives. Some of you will never see each other again, but you're bonded by the uniqueness of your experience this year, and that's pretty cool. Finally, because I want you to appreciate today and every day for how special it is, and because I am an English teacher, I'll leave you with a few stanzas taken from one of my favorite Carpe Diem, Seize the Day, #YOLO poems by the Polish Nobel Prize-winning poet Wisława Szymborska. My students will recognize it. I hope it doesn't bring back too many traumatic memories. Nothing twice. Nothing can ever happen twice. In consequence, The sorry fact is that we arrive here improvised and leave without a chance to practice. No day copies yesterday, no 2 nights will teach what bliss is, in precisely the same way, with precisely the same kisses. Why do we treat the fleeting day with so much needless fear and sorrow? It's in its nature not to stay. Today is always gone tomorrow. With smiles and kisses, we prefer to seek a chord beneath our star. Although we're different, we concur, just as 2 drops of water are. Graduates, parents, teachers, this year will not happen again, and we can all be grateful for that. But today will also not happen again, so appreciate it for all it's worth. Don't let anyone tell you part of your life is practice. It's not true. It's all real. It's all precious. Seek a chord with the unique people around you who influence your unique life. Celebrate today for the moments that brought you here, for the ones to come, and for the moment that you're in right now. Congratulations, class of 2021. So now I would like to introduce in their very first live performance to an audience of the 2021 school year, the AAS Mixed Band. Let's give them a round of applause.
Well done, that's good.
Thank you. And just like today is the first day we've all been able to gather on campus, today was also the first live presentation and live performance for the high school band. So please give them one more round of applause to mark that occasion. Thank you. Yesterday morning, we invited the entire high school together to participate in the beginning of our graduation celebrations. We presented academic awards, the Penguin Student Leader Awards, and the awards for the Russian essay competition. Today, we have two more unique awards that we always present in front of the graduates, family, and friends. The first award today is the Principal's Award. This is presented to a student who demonstrates initiative and encourages others, both inside and outside of their classes. They extend him or herself for the good of others. They volunteer willingly to participate in school activities, and they have an excellent attendance record. This year's Principal Award is bestowed upon a student who arrived at the end of middle school, speaking almost no English and coming from a very different educational background. In conversations with this student, they cite the support of their teachers in helping them not just get through school, but to thrive. During their time at AAS, they have supported the entire community through their work as a lifeguard, through their time in NHS, and leading the D&D club. Additionally, throughout this tough year, they have always remained upbeat, positive, and willing to support their peers. Please join me in welcoming Jan Karpuk to the stage for the Principal's Award. Congratulations, Jan. The second award is for the Maria Collins Scholarship. This is a scholarship that was established on the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Anglo-American School and is awarded in honor of our founding director. It is awarded to a senior who exemplifies leadership, optimism, and risk-taking. This year, the student selected for the Maria Collins Scholarship is someone who was a self-described hedgehog when they came to AAS, wary of building connections with others. However, over time, they came to join and then flourish within MUN, NHS, and grew into leadership roles within both of these student organizations. What really stood out to us in this student's application was that last spring, as we were struggling to stay connected during distance learning, and cases of anti-Asian bias and hate crimes were on the rise around the world, this student took a risk and showed incredible student leadership by speaking in front of their entire class, in front of their entire high school about racism. It was not an easy thing to do, and it took great courage to be at the fore of this issue. So it is with great pleasure that we present this year's Maria Collins Scholarship to Lily Chen. This year's student speaker has been a member of our community for her entire educational career. She is the consummate student leader, a dedicated MUN participant, and an amazing representative of the class of 2021. Please join me in welcoming Yana Tucker to the stage.
Families, teachers, class of 2021, good afternoon. 14 years. 14 years I've spent here at AAS, from the first time I stepped foot on this campus as little 4-year-old me, to when I sat through my last class about a month ago, wondering about the fate of our IB exams. And from this, it's easy to understand how AAS has become to me a place that I can really call home. And naturally, leaving such a place is bound to be a huge change for me and everyone here beside me. And this is why it's so challenging for me to be up here in front of you today. After all, how does one come to terms with saying goodbye to such a huge portion of their life? How does one find the words to conclude such an important chapter? Personally, I've always been a strong believer in closure, and I've always thought that to properly move on from something and start a new part of your life, you need a chance to truly say goodbye. But when saying these goodbyes, I know it can be difficult to keep a positive outlook, and I'm sure many of my peers would agree, having had to say goodbye to teachers and friends over the years. However, to deal with these frequent melancholy goodbyes, I've always been given a really important piece of advice. Not to cry because it's over, but to smile because it happened. And now that I'm the one saying goodbye, this lesson couldn't be more important to me. So I'd like to use this time today to take you all on a journey with me as I look back and smile at my years here at AAS and reflect on how they've made me who I am, given me new perspectives, and provided me with a community I know I'll never forget. To me, one of the best parts of going to an international school has always been being in such a multicultural environment on a daily basis and interacting with people of so many different cultures all at once. And being a dual citizen, I've always been really happy to share the traditions, foods, languages of both my home countries as well. However, despite having two cultures I can share, it's been difficult for me to truly feel like I belong to either one. After all, in Russia, I'm considered the American, and in America, I'm always the Russian. So if I don't fit into either one of my cultures, where do I belong? And this is where AAS has come in and given me a reason to smile. Thanks to this school's diverse community, I've been able to develop a third culture of my own, an international culture, by constantly taking in bits and pieces of all the different identities that surround me. With the people I've met here at AAS, I've been able to spend weekends solving Korean logic puzzles with Korean friends, or making Chinese dumplings on American embassy grounds with people from all over the world. I've also had the wonderful opportunity to attend prom, a typically American event, and then celebrate afterwards with traditional Russian desserts at Café Pushkin. And I've also had the chance to participate in the international fair as an honorary Venezuelan at the Venezuelan stand. From this constant internationalism, I've truly become a third culture kid, even if not in one of the traditional definitions. And with this part of my identity, I've really been able to find a sense of belonging here at AAS and associate with so many of you that I know may also lack one true home. But the part of all of this that really makes me smile is that we've been able to make a home for ourselves where we can bond over our differences, share our traditions, and truly shape each other. And that, to me, is the beauty of AAS, that we don't find similarities despite our differences, but rather relate to one another because we're all so unique. As I look back, another reason to smile for me is that AAS has truly made me a global citizen. And I know it sounds cliche, citing our school's mission in a graduation speech, but this global awareness is something that has already had a concrete impact on my life. In this vein, I'd like to share with you a quick anecdote which proved to me my own cultural literacy. And the essence of this anecdote lies in one single question. How many eggs are in an egg carton? Although this is a simple question from first glance, the answer isn't as straightforward. After all, eggs are sold in different quantities around the world. And growing up in Russia, where eggs are sold in tens, visiting the States, where they're sold in dozens, and traveling around Europe, where they're sold in 6s or 4s, this is something that I've recognized throughout my life. But as I read out the instructions I found for an egg counting craft for my mom's kindergarten class, I realized that the average person may not be as fortunate as I was to have had these experiences and make these connections. And while I was initially surprised to see that the crafter generalized the size of an egg carton, I was encouraged by this encounter to sort of check my own privilege and try and understand what exactly gave me this unique understanding. This again brings me back to AAS, since it was this school's multiculturalism that has given me this global awareness and, I guess, ability to count eggs. And today, I can look back at this and truly be grateful, for it's really changed how I interact with the world around me. Thanks to cultural literacy, I've learned to focus on opinions and ideas that may not directly affect me. And in better understanding these perspectives of others, I've noticed myself being more considerate, respectful, and open-minded. For example, when having debates with friends of differing opinions, merging resolutions at Model UN conferences with students of different nationalities, and generally in situations where I'm surrounded by people who are unlike me. And these types of experiences aren't just unique to differing nationalities or cultures. The same applies when interacting with different classes, races, religions, and more. And with all of this, I truly feel ready to take on whatever is coming next for me in university, my career, and beyond. With all of this, how can I not have a reason to smile? Therefore, from the identity it's helped me build to the cultural awareness it's encouraged, it's safe to say that my time here at AAS has been truly unforgettable and will continue to guide my life years and years after I depart. But before I do leave, I'd like to finally highlight the community of compassion, acceptance, and support I've always been able to find here at AAS. This year especially, I'm sure we can all agree that community was crucial as we faced such unprecedented times. And I think that the idea of community truly goes hand in hand with this year's theme of courage, the ability to overcome challenges, not without fear, but despite it. And this year, thanks to the AAS community, we were able to do so by finding little moments of happiness in our day-to-day lives, even throughout the switches between distance and hybrid learning, the uncertainty with our exams, and our stress over IAs and EEs. For example, whether it be getting excited about full attendance in my two-person IB music class, fantasizing about last year's pomelo parties in history, or competing in heated Quizlet live games in French, we were always able to make memories with our peers and enjoy our last year here, even though I'm sure it was difficult for all of us. And in the end, this is truly what courage means to me. Finding ways to be happy, finding ways to smile, even when times are tough. And all in all, even though many things didn't go quite as planned this year, I'm still extremely grateful for the time I was able to spend here with such wonderful people in such a great environment. I'm so incredibly lucky to have worked with such amazing peers, teachers, and administration members who have supported my academic endeavors and extracurricular endeavors here at this school throughout my 14 years. I'm also eternally thankful to my family and friends who have helped me get through the various stresses of IB life and motivated me to always do my best. And finally, I'm so honored that I was able to speak here before you all. Therefore, to close off, I'd like to thank every one of you for attending this ceremony and listening to my reflections of my time here at AAS, ultimately giving me the chance not to cry because it's over, but to smile because it happened. Thank you. And now back to Dr. Schuster.
To honor each graduate this year, we put together a gift box containing a variety of mementos to help our graduates both remember where they came from and guide them where they're going. It looks like this. They're on the back table over there. Graduates, please be sure that each one of you picks up a box and an umbrella near the exit following the ceremony. A special thanks to our communications department for arranging these gifts. But this year we also have 16 students who have been with AAS for their entire education. We'd like to ask these students to rise as we present them with a special token, recognizing their journey through our elementary, middle, and high schools. Please rise when I call your name and remain standing. Vladislav Andreev, Peter Colburn, Maria Costa, Asad Jamal, Philip Yerohin, Maria Gomez, Emily McDonald, Jonathan Michael, Arina Mishustina, Yana Tucker, Luke Wolf, Grigory Yusufov, Tatiana Kozhevnikova, Anna Segalyeva, Mikhail Pakin, and Evan Willens. Thank you for being here for your entire education up to this point. I now welcome AAS Director Rhonda Norris to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Schuster. It's my pleasure to welcome those of you who are with us today in person, as well as those who have joined us through the live stream, as we celebrate these amazing young adults in the class of 2021. AAS is very grateful to have this opportunity to share this special moment together today. Graduation Day can create excitement for what's yet to come, hope for the future of all of the possibilities that are before you, as well as motivation to take what you have already created for yourselves and apply it in new and exciting ways. You will also likely transform yourselves as you move through your own unique journeys. This thought may be energizing and empowering. There also might be some anxiousness today because of the pandemic world that we continue to live in. However, I was reminded just yesterday in a thank you note from a third grader at AAS. This year is a hard one like no other, but we will get through it. Class of 2021, you each have gotten through it, and you're here today ready to receive the recognition for your unique accomplishments. As AAS graduates, you embody our core values, and through this past year, you have especially shown great courage and care, along with perseverance, commitment, and flexibility. Some things in life may be easier for you, while other things may be more challenging. You each have developed your own tools for success, including hard work, dedication, confidence, as well as patience. There will be many successes in your life, but there will also be setbacks, which is when you will learn the most about yourselves and who you are as a person, as well as what you're capable of accomplishing. I have no doubts that each of you are ready for these next steps in your own unique path to continue to build on the success from AAS. I encourage you to contribute in your lives to make a difference, to take risks, to continue to always learn and grow, to enjoy the experiences along the way, and always remember the value and the importance of the relationships in your lives. You're never alone in your success or the path that you choose. You have people to support you, to encourage you, and to push you when you need to be pushed. Create your own unique life and be a good human. Remember to thank and show your appreciation for the loving support of your parents and other family members. Cherish the friends that you have today, as well as those that you will make in the future. We are extremely proud to be here today celebrating each of you and grateful for the time that you have been a part of our community. You each will leave behind a piece of yourselves to take together, which make us AAS. Stay connected with us. We look forward to hearing about how your adventure is unfolding, and we welcome the opportunity to celebrate this amazing journey with you as AAS alum. I wish you each all that life has to offer. Reach out and grab it. Once a penguin, always a penguin. Congratulations to the class of 2021. I would like to invite Dr. Schuster back to the podium.
Mrs. Norris, as principal of the high school, I present to you these candidates for graduation. I certify to you that each one of them has successfully completed all the requirements established in accordance with the standards of the Anglo-American School of Moscow's high school program and graduation diploma.
Ms. Coulter, as director of the Anglo-American School of Moscow, I hereby accept and certify the recommendation of the AAS high school principal and confer these graduates to you, confirming their successful completion of all graduation requirements specified by the adopted standards and policy of the Anglo-American School of Moscow.
As chair of the Board of Directors of the Anglo-American School of Moscow, and on behalf of the Board of Directors, by the authority vested in us, I hereby confer upon you the diplomas for which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the Board of Directors. Congratulations.
Please welcome Mr. Weiss to the stage.
We now begin with our processional, a rite of passage for high school students around the world. Would the front row please rise? Vladislav Andreev. Yash Bachani. Irina Alexandra Boyer. Yassine Bouabid. Ritvik Singh Boudoir. Jack Burnett. John Fuat Chellaby. Jacob Charvet. Yunrong Chin. Minju Cho. Ofek Cohen. Peter Charles Colburn. Angelo Eduardo Conrado. Maria Teresa Costa. Abdella Durkawi. Annalisa Duma. Assad Jamal. Philip Yerohin. Catherine Lee Freeman. Anastasia Garuja. Shelley Giltman. Maria Gomez. Aiden Paul Scaramastra Gorman. Asta Goswami. Nicholas Gupta. Sunghoon Eric Han. Sunghyun He. Kamila Kamilova. Maxim Karapyatov. Jan Karpuk. Dongwook Kim. Seyoung Kim. Polina Alexandra Kovaler. Tatiana Kozhevnikova. Marcel Emmanuel Kremling. Aryan Kumar. Raj Aryan Kumar. Andrei Igorovich Levruk. Dongyu Lee. Bharat Monglani. Elka Cara Murray. Anastasia Katerina Renata Marinides. Amelie Alexandra McDonald. Yonatan Shimon Mekabel. Arena Mishastina. Polina Rodionovna Moseaeva. Javid Mustafa. Sahil Nasa. Sojin Park in absentia. Christina Patti. Mikhail Paikin. Vakul Reina. Natalia Avril Rylance Leon in absentia. Anna Sagalayeva. Benedict Schumacher. Vihan Sharma. DT Shrotria. Puranjay Kumar Singh. Orion Alexander Skoblo. Pablo Soleil Canales. Zihan Su. Tran Mendang Daniel. Yana Tucker. Nusrat Vaisali. Julian Camilo Vidal Polanilla. Evan Jacob Willens. Luke Alexander Wolf. Sungbin Yoon. Grigory Filipovich Yusufov. Frank Eduardovich Zakarayev. Matteo Zanoni. Selman Zabek.
At this time, the class of 2021, please come to the front of the stage. As a symbol of their passage from students to graduates, I now call upon the students of the class of 2021 to move their tassels from the right to the left side of their hats. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the graduates of the Anglo-American School of Moscow's class of 2021. To Natalia, Sojin, and our streaming audience, wherever you are around the world, thank you for watching. We'll post the video of graduation shortly. Have a good day or a good evening, regardless of where you are around the globe. До свидания.